You die every night. Not metaphorically, it's true. Neuroscience has discovered that when you enter deep sleep, your self-awareness will be completely cleared. There is no time, no space, no you. The only difference from death is you wake up the next day. But the problem is, if you have been gone for several hours, why is the person who wakes up still you? What's more terrifying is that humans can calculate the mass of a black hole 1.35 billion light-years away and can make AI pass Turing tests, but can't explain who the little man in your head is. The sum of papers on consciousness in the world is less than half of that of dark matter. Scientists prefer to study the invisible things than to touch this thing that everyone experiences every second. Because once you really understand consciousness, you will find that you may never have truly woken up in your life. Let me tell you a fact that will make your hair stand on end. Everything you see now, the phone screen, the room light, and the sky out the window, none of them is real. Your brain processes billions of signals per second. It translates chaotic electrical pulses into colors, shapes, and sounds, and edits a 3D movie like a director and projects it into your brain. You think you're seeing the world. No, you're just seeing. It's a simulator rendered by your brain. In 2025, a study by University College London discovered something called the reality signal. There is an area in your brain called the fusiform gyrus, which is responsible for judging whether what you see, whether it is real or you imagine it yourself. Normally, when imagining an apple, the activation level of the fusiform gyrus is weaker than when you actually see an apple. But when you imagine it vividly, this area will be strongly activated, and your brain, it can't tell. Your brain will really think the apple is in front of you. In other words, your brain determines what is real, not based on facts, but the strength of the signal. If the signal is strong enough, even a fake is real. This is why schizophrenics have hallucinations. They are not crazy, but the filter of reality in their brains is broken. But this is not the scariest part. Do you think when you are awake, you see the complete real world? No. Rattlesnakes can see infrared light. Bats use ultrasound to build space. Butterflies can sense the Earth's magnetic field. The world they see is completely different from yours. But can you say what they see is fake? There is no standard answer to reality. The brain of each species is just rendering the same chaos in different ways. And the version that humans see is just one of them, is no more advanced or real than any other version. Philosopher Kant said more than 200 years ago, you can never see things as they are. What you see is just a psychological model processed by the brain. In 2025, cognitive scientist Hoffman went further. He said that the human perception system is essentially a user interface, just like the icons on your computer desktop. The recycle bin icon you see is not a real trash can. It's just a symbol to make it easier for you to operate. The world in front of you is the same. It's not reality. It's an interface for you to survive. So when you think you are awake, actually, you are dreaming a collective dream that everyone agrees with. Scientists call this collective reality. It means the world seems real, not because it is real, but because we all choose to believe it is true. Okay, if being awake is fake, what happens when you sleep? What happens when you enter deep sleep? Your brain waves will drop below 4 per second. This is called delta waves. Your nervous system is rebooting, tissues are repairing, and memory is integrated. From the outside, you just lie still, but from the inside, you disappear. There are no dreams or images or any feelings. It's not that you are not thinking of anything, but even the concept of not thinking of anything no longer exists. Your consciousness folds. It's like a wave returning to the ocean, forgetting that you were a wave. But it's always there, at the bottom of the darkness where your consciousness disappears, quietly watching everything. Scientists still can't explain what it is. Buddhism calls this state a glimpse of nirvana. The ancient Indian classics call it the sleeping self, while modern philosophers call it the 0.1 of consciousness. Even the line between waking and sleeping is blurred. Then, dreams appear.
Do you think dreams are just the brain dumping garbage? You underestimate it. When you dream, you are the director, screenwriter, actor, and audience. You build a complete world. You set the physical laws of that world, arrange the plot and characters, and then you forget that you created it all. You walk in like a passerby and scared to death by the script you wrote. What's more outrageous is that every sound in the dream is a monologue from your own brain. Every face are fragments pieced together from your memory. The strangers you meet in the dream are actually different faces of yourself. The monsters you fear in your dreams are actually projections of your own inner self. The whole dream is your consciousness talking to itself in the mirror, but it has no idea that it is looking at itself. In 2025, many studies confirmed that hallucinogens can reorganize brain networks in a short time and break through rigid thinking patterns, trauma and addiction-related rigid thinking patterns. And breathing training can also induce a similar hallucinogenic consciousness and change the state. This means that your brain can switch channels at any time and enter a completely different version of reality. The so-called normal consciousness is just a channel in the default setting of the brain. But the question is, which channel is the real you? In 2025, an iconic experiment published in the journal Nature pitted two major theories of consciousness against each other. One is the integrated information theory, which holds that consciousness comes from highly integrated information. The other is the global neural workspace theory, which holds that consciousness is generated when broadcast to various regions. 256 subjects participated in this 7-year experiment. Neither theory completely prevailed, but the experiment revealed a more intriguing finding. Consciousness may have a greater relationship more with thinking. The posterior part of the brain responsible for vision plays a key role in the process of consciousness. In other words, consciousness may not be something you think up, but what you see. Intelligence is about doing, while consciousness is about existence. This is a terrifying conclusion. It means that a supercomputer, no matter how powerful its computing power, may never have consciousness, because consciousness is not a program, code, or algorithm. A paper published at the end of 2025 proposed a new concept, biological computation, biocomputationalism. He said, the way the brain computes is completely different from computers. Computers run programs, while the brain itself is a program. You can't copy consciousness in the brain onto a silicon chip, just like you can't copy a flame to an ice cube. Consciousness is not a piece of transferable information. It is a specific substance emerging under specific conditions. This leads to a fundamental question. If consciousness is not produced by the brain, where does it come from? Some physicists began to propose a crazy idea. Consciousness may be the underlying property of the universe. In 2025, a physics professor at Uppsala University in Sweden, Maria Ström-Romer, published a new model that consciousness is not a byproduct of the brain, but the fundamental field of the universe itself. Each individual's consciousness is just a temporary ripple in this infinite field. When you die, your consciousness will not disappear. It just melts back into the background field, just like a wave sinking into the sea. Although this theory is radical, it can explain some phenomena that traditional science cannot explain, such as near-death experiences, such as some patients with severely damaged brain function suddenly regain full consciousness before dying. It's called terminal lucidity. If consciousness is completely dependent on brain hardware, this phenomenon should not happen at all. But if consciousness is an independent field from the brain damage may allow consciousness to access deeper information. Of course, this is just a hypothesis and has not been widely accepted by the scientific community, but it at least raises a problem that we have to face. Do we really know ourselves? Every morning when you wake up, brush your teeth, wash your face, and go to work, thinking that's your life. But have you ever thought that your brain deletes you completely every night, completely deletes you, and then reassembles you the next morning? The you that is assembled, why do you think you are the same person as you were yesterday? Is the same person? Just because you remember what happened yesterday. But memory itself is also rendered by the brain. It can be distorted, tampered with, or even completely fabricated. Humans have spent thousands of years studying the universe and matter and time, but our understanding of consciousness may not be as much as we know about the surface of Mars. 860 billion neurons and 1 trillion synaptic connections form the most complex structure in the known universe. But how do these proteins and electrical signals arise? I am here. No one knows this feeling. Maybe consciousness is not the smoke from the brain. Maybe the brain is the instrument and consciousness is the performer. Maybe you are not an independent spark, but the reflection of the entire flame on a candle. Maybe the ultimate truth is that consciousness never needs to be sought because it has been using your eyes to look at the world. From the moment you clicked on this video, it's already there.